Welcome back to Tennis Desk, your ultimate destination for everything happening on the WTA and ATP tours. If you're a fan of the underdog stories and the rising stars of the game, you're in the right place. Before we dive into the massive shakeup hitting the rankings this week, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss our deep dives into the world of professional tennis. Imagine standing on the grandest stage of Miami, the sun beating down on the hard courts, and the weight of an entire nation's expectations resting on your shoulders. For Alexandra Eala, the Miami Open has always been a place of magic, but as the dust settles on the 2026 edition, the reality is starting to look a bit more complicated. We often talk about the meteoric rise of young stars, but we rarely dive deep into the brutal mathematics of the WTA rankings that can turn a solid performance into a statistical heartbreak. Today, we are breaking down why the Philippines' brightest tennis star is about to face one of the biggest ranking blows of her professional career, and what this means for the landscape of the top 50. To understand where Eala is going, we have to look back at where she was. Cast your mind back to the 2025 Miami Open. It was the stuff of fairy tales. Eala entered that tournament ranked 140th in the world, a wild-card entry that many thought was just there for the experience. Instead, she went on a tear that shook the foundations of the draw. She didn't just win matches, she dismantled 3 former Grand Slam champions. By the time she reached the semi-finals, she had become a global sensation. That run didn't just give her fame, it gave her a massive haul of 390 ranking points. In the world of professional tennis, those points are like gold, but they come with a catch: you have to defend them exactly 1 year later. Fast forward to this week. Eala entered the tournament sitting at a career-high world number 29. She looked confident, she looked sharp, and the momentum was clearly on her side. But the draw is a cruel mistress. After battling through the early rounds, she ran into a metaphorical brick wall in the form of Karolina Muchova. Muchova, known for her surgical precision and variety, didn't give Eala an inch to breathe. The scoreline was a painful 6-0, 6-2. While reaching the round of 16 at a WTA 1000 event is an objective success for most 20-year-olds, for Eala, it wasn't enough to protect her ranking bank account. Because she failed to replicate that semi-final magic from last year, she only managed to scoop up 120 points this time around. The math is unforgiving. When the new WTA rankings are officially released after the Miami conclusion, Eala is set to plummet 16 places. She will slide from 29th down to 45th in the world. For a player who has spent the last 2 years fighting for every single inch of ground to break into the top 30, seeing that number drop nearly 20 spots in a single Monday update is a massive psychological and professional blow. It changes everything, from tournament seedings to locker room dynamics. However, as any seasoned tennis analyst will tell you, a ranking drop isn't always a reflection of declining skill. Sometimes, it's just the points defense cycle catching up to you. Despite the heavy loss to Muchova, Eala remained incredibly classy. She spoke about how much she loves the atmosphere in Miami, and truthfully, her trajectory is still pointing upward if you look at the multi-year view. If we look at her year-end finishes, the growth is staggering. In 2020, she was barely on the map at 1180. By 2022, she was 214. Last year, she broke the top 50, and she started 2026 at number 29. A temporary slip to 45 is a setback, sure, but it's a minor speed bump on a highway that is still very much clear. The beauty of the tennis calendar is that there is no time to mourn. The sunshine double is over, and the tour is shifting its gears to the red clay of Europe. Eala's next stop is Linz, and this is where the redemption arc begins. Clay requires a different kind of patience, a different kind of movement, and for a player with Eala's grit, it might be exactly what she needs to stop the bleeding and start climbing again. With tournaments in Stuttgart and Madrid on the horizon, the opportunity to reclaim those top 30 spots is right there for the taking. But Eala isn't the only one seeing a major shift in her destiny this week. The Miami Open has acted as a catalyst for a total shakeup in the WTA hierarchy. While Eala slides, other youngsters are seizing the moment. Take Iva Jovic, for example. The American sensation is continuing her steady climb, nudging up 1 spot to reach a new career high of world number 16. Then there's Australia's Talia Gibson, who is arguably the biggest winner of the week in terms of pure movement. Gibson is leaping 12 places to land at 56th in the world. It's a reminder of how volatile the rankings are below the top 10. One good week can change your life, and one average week can send you tumbling. Speaking of the top 10, the drama at the very pinnacle of the sport is reaching a fever pitch. Aryna Sabalenka has firmly established herself as the queen of the hard courts, successfully defending her world number 1 status by taking the Miami title. But look just below her, and you'll see a significant changing of the guard. Coco Gauff, despite the immense pressure of playing at home, has done enough to leapfrog IGA SWIATEK. Gauff will emerge from Miami as the new world number 3. SWIATEK, who suffered a surprising early exit, will drop to 4th. This is a massive statement as we head into the French Open, where Gauff will be the defending champion. The rivalry between Sabalenka and Gauff is quickly becoming the definitive story of this era. Their head-to-head record now stands at 7-6 in favor of the Belarusian. It is a chess match played at 100 miles per hour. As we transition to the clay season, the question on everyone's lips is whether Sabalenka can carry this dominance onto SWIATEK's favorite surface, or if Gauff will use her new number 3 ranking as a springboard to defend her crown in Paris. We also see Alina Svitolina making moves, set to replace Jasmine Paolini as the world number 7. The top tier of women's tennis has never felt this competitive or this unpredictable. So, where does this leave our protagonist, Alexandra Eala? Tennis is a game of short memories. By the time the first ball is struck on the clay in Linz, the 6-0, 6-2 loss to MUCHOVA will be a distant memory. The 16th-place drop in the rankings will be a footnote. The real test for Eala is how she handles the middle-pack grind. Being 45th in the world means she won't have the luxury of being seated in the massive 1,000-level events this summer. She will have to fight through tougher early rounds, potentially facing top 10 opponents much earlier than she'd like. But if her history has taught us anything, it's that she thrives when her back is against the wall. As fans, we have to realize that progress isn't a straight line. It's a jagged edge of peaks and valleys. Eala is currently in a valley, but the view from the next peak might be even better than the last. The transition from a promising youngster to a consistent veteran is the hardest jump in sports, and Eala is right in the thick of that evolution. What do you think about Eala's ranking drop? Is it just a temporary hiccup, or does she need to rethink her strategy against elite players like MUCHOVA? And with Coco Gauff moving up to number 3, do you think she is the favorite to repeat at the French Open, or will Sabalenka's power be too much to handle on the clay? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Are you worried about Eala's slide, or are you betting on a massive clay court comeback? Drop your predictions below and let's get the debate going. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your fellow tennis fanatics. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching Tennis Desk, and we will see you in the next one when we head to the red clay of Linz. Keep swinging.